Hello everybody and welcome to another Zwift test. In today's video we're checking out the best bikes to buy from the drop shop between level 10 and level 20. Now never fear, if you're still under level 10 you can click up in the corner and check out my guide to the best bikes between level 1 and level 10. There's some crackers in there as well and some reasonably cheap bikes. So this video is aimed at those more established riders on Zwift, starting to rank up that XP level, starting to get quite a few drops in the old pocket, it's burning a hole, they want to go and spend it. So they come here and they say, Chris, what bike shall I buy? But before we get into the test and the video, just one moment. 70% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. That's huge, that's massive. And if just 10% of those subscribe to the channel, it would make a huge difference to us here. Okay, so let's get on with the test. So just like last week's, exactly the same parameters. We're going to be using the figure of 8 course over on Zwift. Has a bit of everything, a bit of undulation, flat roads, climbs, even though they're short, but still enough of a climb to determine how good or bad these bikes are. Up the climbs, nice long flat roads. There's pretty much everything on the figure of 8 that we need to be able to test a bike. The rider that we use is 170 centimeters tall. He weighs 70 kilos and he rides at a constant 360 watts. That equates to about 5.1 watts a kilo, I think. His RPM is 90, not that that makes any difference. And if you're wondering why we use that data and not my data, well, simply that's the data we've used throughout all of our tests over here on the channel. And also, if we set a rider up at my FTP, my height, my weight, around the figure of 8 course, we'd only ever get to see what one bike actually does around there. It takes me so long. Anyway, that's by the by. They're the stats that we're using for the test. And what you can now do is compare the bikes from this test to the bikes from last week's test, just to see how much value for money some of those bikes are down at level 10 and under, and how much better the bikes are potentially between level 10 and level 20. And in today's test, instead of simply saying that the fastest bike over the course is the best bike, I will give you the results of all the bikes and their lap times, but I'm going to do it slightly differently in the fact that I'm going to rate them this time. This is going to be solely based on my opinion, and I'm taking into consideration the speed in which it took them to do the lap, the speed in which they climbed, the level at which you can unlock it, the aero and weight rating, and also the price of it. So we're taking all that into consideration. So not necessarily the fastest bike is going to be the best bike to buy. So without further ado, let's get into the test, starting at number 8. In at number 8 is the 6th slowest bike on the test. It's the Foyle ESX. Aero and weight rating both of 3. It's unlockable from level 16. And one of the reasons it was dead last is the price. 603,500 drops. It's ridiculously expensive for what it is. I don't know how they justify this, but anyway, that's the price. In terms of its climbing ability, up the reverse KOM on the figure of 8, it finished in 7th position, 4 minutes and 5.70 seconds. Forward KOM, 6th place, so only just slightly better, 209.68. Overall lap time of 41 minutes, 20.03 seconds. As I say, 6th fastest overall, but because of the price and how late it is to unlock it, Foyle ESX in at 8th place. In at number 7 is the BMC SLR01. Ugh. Anyway, aero rating of 2, weight rating of 3, takes a long time to unlock it, level 19. However, the price is relatively reasonable for, well, I suppose it's about as much as I'd pay for such a rubbish bike. 376,200 drops. 5th fastest up the reverse KOM, 3rd fastest up the forward KOM, so it's definitely one of the better climbing bikes out of here. But the fact that it doesn't even make my top 10 list of favourite climbing bikes means that actually it's not that good a climbing bike when you compare it to the rest of them. 7th fastest over the figure of 8 course, 41 minutes, 21.30 seconds. Don't waste your money. Do not waste your money. In 6th place, you've got the Cannondale Synapse. Kind of hoping for more out of this one, but it is what it is. Aero 2, weight 3, level unlock all the way down at level 12 is the first unlockable bike in this test. So that goes for it. That's one of the reasons it didn't finish in last place. As is the price, 298,200 drops. Pretty reasonable for a reasonable bike. Fourth fastest up the, it was actually fourth fastest up the reverse KOM, fifth fastest up the forward KOM, but when you take it over the full figure of 8 course, it's actually the slowest bike out there. 41 minutes, 21.46 seconds. Now the only reason it's not in last position, in my opinion, is the fact that it is cheap. It is unlockable early on. That's the only reason. Other than that, again, probably one to avoid. Next up in fifth place, we have the fourth fastest bike overall, 41 minutes, 16.33 seconds. It's the Scott Foyle. It has an aero and a weight rating of 3. I'll be honest, I was expecting more out of this one. The fact that it costs 781,000 drops and it's not unlockable to level 17 makes you think that maybe this would have been slightly better than it actually was. But when you compare it to the fastest bike, it's way down on time on the fastest bike. So it finishes 4th overall in terms of lap times, 5th overall on the Pritchard recommendation chart. 5th place, Scott Foyle. In 4th place is the Chapter 2 RiRi, whatever it's called, I don't know. Aero rating of 3, weight rating of 3, unlockable from level 16, coming in at 355,000 drops. Very slow on the forward KOM, 7th place overall on the forward KOM. However, 4th on the longer reverse KOM. Go figure, I don't know. Anyway, 5th overall in terms of fastest lap at 41 minutes, 17.41 seconds. Finishes just outside the top 3 in Pritchard's recommendations. Chapter 2, RiRi, however you pronounce it. All right, we're moving on to the top 3, and in 3rd position is the Trek Madone. One of the most famous bikes in real life, one of the most recognizable bikes in real life. It is one of the best bikes on Zwift. It finishes in 3rd position based on a couple of factors. One factor that went for it is that it is the fastest bike out of all these bikes tested. 41 minutes, 9.05 seconds. That makes it just over 12 seconds faster than the slowest bike on the test. 12 seconds over a figure of 8 course on Zwift is massive. No surprises that it's fastest up the reverse KOM, fastest up the forward KOM. But the thing that lets it down the most, and one of the reasons it didn't get the top spot, got to wait until level 20 to unlock it, comes in at 887,500 drops. It means you've got to spend a hell of a lot of time on Zwift. You've got to go through those XP levels, get to level 20 with all those drops just to unlock that bike. I'll tell you one thing though, it is definitely worth having the Trek Madone in your collection if you have, money to burn in the drop shop. Pair it up with a fast pair of wheels and you could have one of the fastest bikes on Zwift. But unfortunately for the Trek, the level at which you need to unlock it and the price bumps it down into 3rd position. In 2nd place is the Civello S3D, an aero rating of 3, weight rating of 2. One of the reasons this finished so high on the chart is it's unlockable from level 13 and it costs almost half the price of the Trek Madone, 468,600. I mean, quick math, I don't bloody know exactly how close it is to costing a half of it's just over a half, all right? Anyway, 41 minutes, 14.07 seconds over the figure of 8, finished in 3rd position overall in terms of fastest bikes. So for the level it unlocks at, for the price you pay, you get a really fast bike. Looks good as well. It's got disc brakes. Who don't want disc brakes in this day and age? Did reasonably well on the forward KOM and the reverse KOM. Comes in on Pritchard's recommendations in 2nd place. And in at number 1, the top spot of Pritchard's recommendations of bikes between level 10 and level 20 is the Despecialized Alley Sprint. Aero of 3, weight of 3. Comes in at level 14, relatively early in your Zwift career. Finished 2nd overall in terms of fastest times, just over 3 seconds behind the Trek Madone. But look at the price. Look at that, they're practically giving it away in the drop shop. 127,800 drops. On a Specialized, have paid Zwift a lot of money to make it really, really cheap, but that is ridiculously cheap in the drop shop. Second fastest up the forward KOM, third fastest over the reverse KOM, second fastest overall of the figure of 8 course. Specialized LA Sprint. Top bike, hands down the best bike you can unlock between level 10 and level 20. So there you go, the Specialized LA Sprint. Unlockable relatively early, extremely too cheap if anything. Just an absolute bargain. So you can buy that cheaper than a set of wheels probably, and still have change to buy that set of wheels. Anyway, let's take a look at the overall standings in terms of time over that figure of 8, just to get an idea of what the fastest bike is and what the slowest bike is. So as you can see, top of the charts, as you'd expect, the most expensive, the hardest to unlock is the Trek Madone, fastest bike, 41 minutes, 9.05 seconds. Second place was the best bike in my opinion, the Specialized LA Sprint, 41 minutes, 12.29. In third place, the Civello S3D, 41:14.07. And you can see all the way down to the bottom of the chart, in 8th position, the Cannondale Synapse, potentially might excel slightly better in more hillier terrain, but we're not going to test it. It takes too long. Aero of 2, weight of 3, unlockable at level 12, 41 minutes, 21 seconds, 0.46. So in that chart, you can see there the massive difference between the fastest bike, the Trek Madone, and the slowest bike, the Cannondale Synapse. Now you'd expect differences in different bikes. Some are going to excel at climbing, some are going to excel on more flatter roads, and that's why Zwift gave them an aero and a weight rating. Obviously the lighter weight, the higher the star rating and the faster it will go up a climb, and the higher the aero rating, the slower it'll go up a climb, but the faster it'll go on the flat. But I'm sick of saying this now, and I don't know if I'm just getting annoyed for no reason, but let's take the Trek Madone for instance. Aero 3, weight 3. Compare that to the Parley, Aero 3, weight 3, right? Regardless of when it's unlocked and regardless of the price, look at the difference in time. So if you're brand new to Zwift and you look through those charts and you see that something's got 3-star aero, 3-star weight, and it's X amount of money, then you look down a bit further and you find something else that's half the price, same star rating, you're going to go exactly the same, well, it's the same bike, so surely they're going to be the same. But it's not. I don't know. Maybe people don't even look at this star rating thing. Maybe it's just something I do. But in fact, leave your comments down below. If you're not buying a specific bike because you own it, do you actually look at the ratings and go for the best bike? And in those ratings, do you expect a bike that's 3-star aero, 3-star weight to be exactly the same as another bike at 3-star aero, 3-star weight? I don't know. So there we go, another test in the bag. Next week, level 20 to level 30. I have no idea what kind of bikes we've got in there, but we're starting to get into the big money territory, the big XP territory. So stay tuned for that one if you're level 20 to 30 and you're in the market for a new bike in the drop shop. Thanks for watching everybody. Like I said at the start of the video, if you've not done it already, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with our videos. If you've enjoyed the video, if you got something out of it, please hit that like button. If you've not got anything out of it and you've just wasted 10 minutes of your life, then hit that dislike button and leave a comment down below on what I can do better next time. Until next time, you've been brilliant.